Okay, so you should get a thing that says, can you record or not? Or do you, will you allow this recorded or something like that? So I'm recording now so that I can post this up on the class YouTube channel. That way, you guys can go back to it and refer to it if you have questions about where to find things. But what I wanted to do was just do an introduction for you and kind of take you through the course so that you know where to find things. So in a normal year, this is a hybrid or they call it a blended course. So your lab is normally in person, you go on campus, face-to-face instruction, and the lecture is always online. We never meet for a lecture, it's all kind of virtual. This semester, lab is meeting virtually and lecture kind of stays the same. So we don't, because it's meant to be an online class and there's never a set time for us to meet, there's no required like face-to-face or Zoom uh, classes, virtual classes that we'll be doing. It's only for lab. So you guys have lab tomorrow at 6 o'clock, I believe, and you should have gotten or will be getting a link to that from Ms. Guevara, who's the lab instructor. So if you have any questions about lab, you're going to miss lab, you have issues with lab, anything like that, make sure you direct it to her, because I honestly don't know much about what she's got going on and what her rules are in lab. But if you have anything regarding lecture, send those to me so I can answer those ones for you. So I have the class published. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to get onto Canvas and take a look at it, but the way to get to all the material is to go to your ACES login, like you would be checking your emails if you haven't taken a class before. And then you go to My Courses and you choose the course that you want to get into. So in this case, 1407, Biology 1407. And your screen might look a little different than mine because I'm in the instructor view, but it's kind of basically the same thing. This should be the first page that you see, and I tried to cram as much information on this first page in case you never get to anything else. But on this first page, I really, the only links I have are like to email us. This is my cell phone, so you guys can call me or text me if you have issues. If you are taking a test or something that's like due pretty soon, please call me or send me a text and tell me something's not working, it's not up, or it kicked me out or something like that. That way I can reset it for you right away, as opposed to checking it the next day and then we're a day afterwards. So if you ever have issues getting onto stuff, feel free to send me a text or give me a call. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you on this one is that I know it's itty bitty tiny, but I've already given you guys all of the due dates for all of the chapters and all the exams. So you have those available at hand. You can, I would say, put them in. If you have a paper calendar, put it in your paper calendar, put it in your phone, do something so that you remind yourself when those things are due. Because I give you all of these, I don't do makeups. But in lieu of that, I will drop your lowest exam grade, your lowest homework, and your lowest quiz grade. So if you miss something, if you miss one, it shouldn't hopefully affect your overall grade. And the other thing on here I have is I have some recorded presentations posted to a YouTube channel. So if you need that kind of guidance as far as someone taking you through the material, then make sure that you utilize that YouTube channel. And I was looking at it today to see what all I had up there. I need to organize this a little bit better, but you have to bear with me because I'm not sure exactly how to organize it. But I do have chapter 20, which is due. I don't see 22, I see 23 and 22. So I'm gonna have to get 21 put up there for you, but I try to have some ahead of time in case you want to get ahead. But utilize those if you kind of need that more one-on-one interaction, or not really one-on-one, that virtual interaction. So going back to the Canvas page, the big thing to get to all of your assignments for lecture is to get to modules. You guys don't have to purchase a textbook because you've already paid for that, like that subscription through your tuition. So you don't see these instructor links right here, but you will see everything that's below that. And there's just some basic course information. Again, the contact information for me and Ms. Guevara. Textbook information, again, you don't need text for lecture, but you do need it for lab. I haven't seen if she's updated this, so I'm going to assume that it's the same as it was last year and last semester. So you do want to get your hands on a lab manual, and hopefully she'll be sending you some information about if you have to go on campus to get it or if you can order it some way. I honestly don't know the answer to that. And then, oh, I guess I could have just hit next, but I do want to click on the grade policy for you. So this is the breakdown of your grading policy, of how grades are going to play out. I will sync the gradebook onto Canvas. However, when it pulls it from Pearson, it throws it into whatever category it wants to. And when I do a sync, there's a lapse, and it can be like 12 hours before it shows up in the gradebook. If you're keeping up with your grades and then all of a sudden they look really weird, they've changed, don't panic. I just haven't had a chance to go in there and fix it and move things around to the way that they should be. But I'll try to keep on top of that as often as possible. Just know that sometimes it's not perfect, but we'll try to make it as perfect as possible. So your lecture exams make up a bulk of your overall grade, a quarter of your grade. So those are definitely really important. They're not optional. You definitely want to take those. I will drop your lowest one. So it's in your best interest to take all of them. That way your lowest one can be dropped instead of banking on that you'll always do pretty well on them and missing one just because you don't have time to study for it. The lab will also be a quarter of your grade, but actually overall lab makes up 35% of your grade because there at the end of this semester, and this will be discussed tomorrow, you will have a favorite phylum project that I believe is kind of like a partner type work. And there's not a whole lot of us in the class, so I'm not sure how that's going to look this semester, but just know that that's really important. So you want to make sure that you're in contact with your partner, that you don't leave your partner hanging, that kind of thing. And it can bring your grade up, a whole letter grade potentially. Quizzes are 15% and homeworks are 10% overall. And then the final is cumulative, and that's 15%. And the final is a department final, so I don't have a lot of control over what's inside of it. So just know that it will look a little different than my lecture exams because it's written by other people and not necessarily by me. As far as extra credit goes, there's generally some extra credit opportunities throughout the semester. Usually I'll give extra credit if you complete the class survey. Like I'll give you a free quiz grade or something like that. Sometimes we're required to do these, they call them QEPs. They're like critical thinking projects. And because I know they're a pain, I will give extra credit if you complete those. So if we're assigned those, then you will get extra credit if you do them. And then the other extra credit kind of opportunity is that there are, in addition to homework and quizzes, there are assignments that are called dynamic study modules. And those are really just practice for you, but I'll put them up there. They're not mandatory, but if you do them, and if it comes to the end of the semester, and let's say you have an 88 and you're kind of on the border, and you're asking, what can I do extra? If I go in and see that you've done the dynamic study modules, that tells me that you went above and beyond what you were assigned to do. And I will highly consider bumping that grade up. Again, they're not mandatory, but I will also tell you that those that do the dynamic study modules are never on the border. So it is a benefit because it does help you overall in the class. Now, do y'all have any questions about like how the percentages work out for the grades? When you do check your grades, I will wait until the very last day that I can to drop the lowest grades. So if you're looking at an 89 or something and you're really worried, just know you're probably okay because I'm waiting to get the lowest possible grade to drop it for you. So your grade is generally a little higher than what it shows in the grade book, unless you're just making all hundreds. So if I go back here to modules and scroll down past that basic course information, you guys have a bunch of student links. And for the most part, you'll really only be using this mastering assignments link. And then the e-text is where you will read, where you can download and read the text. I think there's information in there on how you can purchase a paper copy of it if you need it, but you can also just print it out as well. And then another really good place to get just extra info is this mastering study area. And I'll get to that. I want to get to that in just a second. But like the course home, support, and your scores, you probably won't be clicking on those very much. Mastering scores is your grade book just for lecture, but I don't have a way to do all the percentages. So unless you just want to see how you did on something right away, that's the only reason I would go into that. If you click on mastering assignments, you guys should see, it will tell you to go into a new link. So what's nice is you don't have to type in a separate website to get into the Pearson website. Pearson works best with Google Chrome and Safari, I think. So if you are using like Explorer or another browser, sometimes it gets really glitchy with you. So if it's not working properly, things aren't loading quickly, you can see how slowly it's loading for me. You might want to consider switching to a different browser. So in here, it looks like, I'm gonna put this down. Miss Guevara also has some of her lab things in here as well. I have it set up where I see the calendar, but you can also have it set up where you see everything listed. My brain works better seeing that calendar. And what is it, 19th? So the first assignment for lecture is due on the 26th. And my suggestion is read the chapter, watch the presentation, do the assignment or the homework first, and then do your quiz. Because assignments, you can usually, you can get multiple tries. Multiple tries, though, usually mean that you have less credit each time you do it. So if it takes you 4 times to do it, you might only get 25% credit, but it's better than nothing. The quizzes are one shot and that's it. So you can't go back in and do them. You can't start them and come back in and do them later either. So you want to make sure that you give yourself, a good 20 minutes, I think is the time frame that I limit for the quizzes. They're usually about 5 questions, unless it's a lot of sections that we're covering. In that case, I might do as many as 10, but I will never do more than 10 quiz questions. But since the quizzes are worth more, make sure you understand the material before you attempt that. For assignments and quizzes, these only show up a week prior to when they're due. So I can see where I've got like chapter 21 and chapter 22, but if you guys go in there, you won't be able to see those just yet. All you're going to be able to see is chapter 20 because it's a week out. Just because it's due on the 26th doesn't mean that you have to wait until that day to take it. If you can click on it and start it, you're welcome to do it ahead of time if you want to. The exams are also going to be here in this student assignment link, but they're only available for 24 hours. So if, let's pretend like we have an exam that's due tomorrow. If you went on today, you wouldn't be able to see it. You would have to wait till midnight tonight. So only go on, it will only show up for you the day that it's available and due, and you have that 24-hour window to take it. And again, the schedule is provided for you. And hopefully this is tracking. When I change screens, it's tracking it for you, okay? But if I go back into just like the home page, on the home screen, hopefully it should sync up and match where you'll see like what's coming up. So it will also give you a little bit of a reminder in that way as well. And then I just want to show you. So the assignments for lecture are homework, quiz, and exams. And then dynamic study modules are above and beyond if you need the extra help. And usually I assign those like right before your exam, because it's actually a really good way for you to see what material you need to maybe just, study up a little bit more on before you take that exam. So in the mastering study area, there's tons of information in here for you by chapter. And I'm trying to think of a really, sometimes it does this and you have to refresh it or it won't. Do it again. It has videos, it has like flashcards, it has practice tests, has all sorts of stuff in this study area that is well worth getting into if you think you need some extra help. Here it finally goes. Okay, so I like to do it. You can also get your e-text that way, but I also like to do it by chapter. See, so practice tests and things. If we go down to probably phylogeny, will have a lot of things. Maybe not. So there's a practice test for it, some e-text for it. Let me go back. Let me go back to the home page on this one. Oh, maybe it's in here. So there's interactive videos and animations. Yeah, and you can see it by chapter, some of these videos that will help just kind of explain some concepts for you in these little short videos. So I would utilize this link if you can, because it will be very, very helpful. So I guess there's nothing in chapter 20, but like chapter 21, it will talk about, and really for the majority of the chapters that we're going to cover this first exam, it has a lot of good videos and information there for you. So use that study area if you can. And then that's really it in here. Oh, there's a little bit more. So there's the lecture schedule and due dates are here on this page. So you can print this off, type it into your phone, whatever it is. We don't make sure that you use these though, because we don't necessarily look at every single section for every single exam. So that will help save you a little bit of time studying and reading. But the due date is really what's most important. So you have to get on before 11:58 and 59 seconds on the date that it's due and submit these things. At 11:59, it might let you finish the quiz or the homework, but it won't count the points for you. So make sure that you do it prior to that. And again, quizzes, assignments, you have a week, and exams, you just have the 24-hour window to do it. I don't have anything assigned on Wednesday night when you guys have lab, so hopefully that doesn't conflict. Again, you know, even with an exam, you have a 24-hour window. So if you're working full-time and you're taking a class on a day that it's due, you can do it after you finish that class. You could wake up early and do it in the morning. You have 24 whole hours to try to carve out about an hour to be able to complete the exam. You usually get an hour time frame, and it's about 30 to 40 questions to complete that. And if anybody is needing additional time, if you have that form from your advisor, just send it to me and make sure that I know about it so I can provide you with that additional time. Where am I going? I'm trying to go to the next page, but I can't. So let me go back to modules. I have some videos already linked in here. I'm not sure if the pages work, so I just have to double check with them. But presentations here, I have the link to the YouTube channel, and I will also post a link to OneDrive so you can get notes for those presentations too. I just have to update them for this semester, so we'll kind of do them as we go along. And then the really only other thing that you want to know about is the course syllabus, which has all that same information, but just in one page. There it is. So your meeting times, hopefully she will get the textbook in there, evaluation, all that kind of stuff. A lot of this is like policies of the university, and then also the schedule is in there. So you have the schedule in a bunch of different places. So hopefully you don't accidentally miss something because you're aware of when everything is due. And then it looks like she's already got lab schedule up there too. So do you guys have any questions about anything for lecture or where to find things or anything like that? I will try to attempt to offer some like review sessions for you guys. So if y'all would actually just put it in the chat for me and say like, give me some times that work for you guys so that I pick them. So I'm obviously, well, not obviously, but I'm probably not going to do a Friday or a Saturday, but maybe like Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, or you could say Monday morning, you know, any PM time, whatever, but just give me some ideas so that I try to carve out time for you guys. Is there even a chat option on here? Yeah, there is. There you go. Sunday nights. I like Sunday nights also because that's usually when I don't have most things planned. So
I actually had biology 1 with you last semester, and I would go to the Sunday night ones, and
yeah,
they actually helped a lot with the exams.
good. Okay, so only Kimberly said Sunday night. So if any of you guys have another night or you agree, just put ditto or something in there. Otherwise, I'm going with Sunday. Okay, good. All right, Tuesday, Thursday evenings. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, PM. Okay. I might try to offer them multiple times if I can. It's just, I know that I can do Sundays. Sometimes I can't always do Thursdays. Well, that's kind of really all I had for you guys. I just wanted to take you through this to make sure that you understood where stuff was and how to get to it. First thing that's due is chapter 20, and it's due next Tuesday. So you still have a whole week to get on there and do it. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. The best way to reach me is either via my phone or to send me a message within Canvas. I usually check that. I almost bypass my emails and go straight to Canvas. So I might miss an email from you, but I'll definitely see it in the inbox in Canvas because I'm always in here. But you can also call me or text me too if you have questions or need help. Sometimes things don't show up. Sometimes I accidentally have them hidden. So if you're not seeing something and you're pretty sure it should be there, let me know so I can get it up there quick for everybody else too. Okay, I'm gonna